Hey everyone, it's Minsuma here. Today is 5 of July 2025 and we're going to look at the stock market performance this week. We can see the majority of the sector has been performing well across multiple sectors. In 1 week performance, we can see that the basic materials, the industrials and the technology has been leading the upside movement this week. Basic materials with 3.12%, industrials with 2.82%, and technology with 2.68%. Pretty much all the sector has been on the green area, and we don't have any losses this week below 0%. The fear and greed index currently shows that we are on a great position at the level of 78, but also worth mentioning for people who are currently listening at this that it's more common to stay within the extreme greed area for a long unexposed time rather than extreme fear where it's more uncommon to stay over a long time. That doesn't mean that obviously immediately we need to have a correction. You can stay under extreme greed area for a bit longer. Majority of the times you will spend majority of your career trading and investing on the extreme greed just simply because the market keeps going up. Following the Golden Cross system, we've got two signals activated this week on the SP 500 and on the Nasdaq. Specifically, the Nasdaq one has accumulated a profit of 2.78% since the 25th of June, that when the signal was activated. Moving into the index analysis, we've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average almost hitting all-time highs, very close to the resistance of 45,073. On the Russell 2000, probably the weakest among the American indexes, we've got currently trading above the 200 moving average, which is a good signal. Also, we can call this as an actual bullish flag. So if you connect this and these ones, we pretty much have an upside movement towards the all-time highs, which is 2,466, and areas of support you can see here, one around the 2083 area, the previous one at 250, and then levels of all this upside movement, which can be done using the Fibonacci retracement, which is the 2055, 1994, and 1932. So overall, good looking for the Russell 2000. Moving into the SP 500, well, congratulations to everyone because we are now in all-time highs, meaning that we already overpassed the previous resistance, which was 6,147. Now this area will act in the future as a support area, specifically when the price want to take basically a rest. We currently are on oversold area, and it's important that we don't close this initial gap given here. Then the first resistance support areas will be the 5,948 levels of all these upside movements, specifically the 5,646, 5,491, and 5,336, and then levels of all this upside movement. And finally, moving into the Nasdaq, we can see that also congratulations to everyone because we are in an all-time highs. Support area is actually the same as previously mentioned on the SP 500. The previous area that was this resistance now will act as a support. We've got this level as well, Fibonacci retracement levels as an area of support. And finally, the minimums made on the 7th of April this year, which is 16,542. Obviously, the price has gone up a lot since, and it's very important that you have a methodology system that tells you when to buy and when to sell. Moving into stocks, we're going to analyze the Magnificent Seven. So Apple has activated this week a triangle. It's very important that actually we break through the 200 moving average, because if we go through that, then there is high chances that we are going to be facing towards the take profit area. Moving into Amazon, we can call this Amazon as an actual inverted head and shoulders inverted, which was activated a few days ago. And now this objective, if we project from the neckline, it will lead the price way above all-time highs. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave that target price for you to do the exercise. So now in terms of Fibonacci retracement levels, if we draw them, we can see that the price has gone above the 61.8, meaning that will, by matter of probabilities, will have chances to go to all-time highs at the 242. Moving into Google, so Google is essentially in a similar situation as Amazon. We can capture this as a left shoulder, head, and right shoulder inverted. And if we overcome the previous maximum at 181, then we have basically all the path towards all-time highs. However, it's very important that this particular resistance area also is overcome or passes through the 60.8. And if we do so, then there is high chances to go to all-time highs. Moving into Meta, we have a double top, double bottom that was activated and achieved. And from a technical perspective, right now we don't have anything on the horizon. First areas of support, which are these ones. I'm gonna draw here in the map. I'm gonna disable as well the magnet. So we have this one, and then levels of all these upside movement. These are all the support areas alongside the 200 moving average, which passes through here. So from Meta perspective, we just break briefly the all-time highs, and currently the price is on a correction phase. It's very important that we don't lose this trend line, otherwise the price will potentially bounce lower down, trying to search for the 200 moving average. So far, we need to wait because there is nothing activated here so far. Microsoft extremely strong, beautiful behavior across these weeks. We had a downtrending channel that even can be put over here. We have the breakout through 391. The objective was clearly achieved. The 200 moving average will act as a resistance, extremely strong, making new all-time highs. A stock that if people has on their portfolio, there is basically a hold. There is no necessity to sell. There is no indication that the price movement has changed whatsoever. Nvidia is actually a similar situation, entry point at 111. We have the take profit already, then this strong downtrend channel, which, if not mistaken, also has been completed the objective following technical analysis, right? Yeah, it has to the 155, so congratulations to anyone who followed. Now we make a new all-time high. And first areas of support will be the 200 moving average, and then levels of this Fibonacci retracement movement that can be traced here. So 132, 124, and 115. And finally, moving into Tesla, we have Tesla playing around with this directional line. It's very important that we don't lose the 293.21. The price couldn't and basically have first resistance area on the 200 moving average, the 357, 367, and it's still very far from all-time highs, which is 488. If we measure this as a Fibonacci retracement wave, we can see that we have the price tried to search for the 50% and wasn't able to break still the 61.8. Only once we overcome this area, we'll be able to go to all-time highs. But so far, basically the stock is currently resting. We don't have any particular strategy forming within the background. We can see this as a negative or a downtrend at the moment. We need to wait where it breaks either up or either down. Spoiler, Tesla tend to do quite a lot of triangles in general, so if it breaks up, it will be a good opportunity to actually entry. Now moving into crypto, specifically Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has made all-time highs past May, and since then we are in a normal consolidation phase, the 200 moving average acting as a support area, then the previous minimum at 98,000, and then levels of all this upside movement that can be measured using the Fibonacci retracement wave. So the 38.2 passes exactly from the previous minimum, the 50% area, and the 61.8. Very good looking Bitcoin overall. And then if we overcome this previous high, which if I zoom in, we can see at the 100,010, then we will have high probabilities to go to the take profit area. Moving into Ethereum, as many times mentioned, Ethereum is way weaker than Bitcoin in general because we make an all-time highs back in 2021, and then the price couldn't go back to those prices rather than Bitcoin. Right now, what we have here so far, so we have basically a rectangle, try to go through the bottom bar, also break above. So clearly in not land of anyone, meaning that they don't have any particular shape activated. We have the 200 moving average, the previous support at the 2116, and the levels of this Fibonacci retracement wave. If we consider this as a one Fibonacci retracement wave, we basically corrected, we did our first expansion, then we have the normal rest on the 50% area, and if we overcome the previous highs at 2784, then there is high chances that we'll activate a second Fibonacci retracement area towards the 3600 area. Has this been activated? No, we need to make sure that the price goes above these previous all-time highs, sorry, not all-time highs, but the actual previous highs on the 12th of June or 11th of June, and if we do so, then high chances to activate a second Fibonacci retracement wave. Was the general condition of the market overall positive? We have on a majority of the sectors are going up. We can have seen an actual rotation within the market, and potentially the news we are having in the background will just facilitate that the money will naturally flow into the stock market given the circumstances. I hope you like, you subscribe, and more importantly that you comment. It's very helpful, and I hope you have a good weekend, and see you until next time. Bye bye.